Hi, thanks for tuning in again this week to Embrace the Madness. Every time I start talking, I'm like, what? Things just feel so weird, and it's like, yeah, you're doing a podcast still. So, anyway, anyway, any of the ways. Literally, every time I press record, I just like forget everything that I'm talking about. I hope everyone's doing okay. Obviously, I don't talk to anyone during the day that much, so this is like a lot for me. I think this is probably the first time that I talk today. Yeah. Lots more ums than normal. It's okay. So, yeah, last week, what did we talk about? I It feels like literally months ago. I don't know if anyone else's concept of time is just gone. Uh, what did I talk about last week? Oh, that's when I just like gave an update. Oh, yeah. I remember. Yeah, it's just weird. Like, literally, it's like you have to live in the moment type of situation because every freaking day is just different. I mean, it's like the same, but it's still different. Like, I'm not planning anything because I don't know what the heck's gonna happen, or I don't know. The weather's been crazy, like good crazy, but like some days it rains, some days it's sunny, some days it says it's gonna be cloudy, but then it's sunny. So it's literally just living in the moment until the next moment comes. That's my life, which is fun, but it is kind of weird feeling like I know there's a direction, but it's like weird that there's not an external kind of timeline or direction. And like I said, I've never really been good at creating structure for myself, so we're just chilling, just being compassionate in the meantime. Yeah, so that's what I have kind of been going through over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, however long it's been, of just realizing that we are in such a weird period of time in our lives and in the universe. And I know I'm feeling a lot of pressure, so I can only imagine like what everyone else is feeling. But I just feel like, well, one, getting glued to social media sucks, but like I know it's probably happening to everyone unless you're doing a good job of distancing yourself, which I commend you because I just keep getting sucked in. But anyways, the geez Louise. Quarantine brain. Jeez, I really forgot what I was just talking about. I just remembered what I was talking about. So, yeah, just everything on social media to me is about like being creative and using this time to maximize your productivity and maximize your creative outpourings or whatever. And like, I'm over here, like, still trying to process everything. And then, like, it registers to me that I'm not working hard enough or I'm not creating like I should be or learning what I'm supposed to be or utilizing this time that was gifted to me to the best of my benefit. And so I'm like over here trying not to lose my mind in this like spiral of out of controlness, all because the internet's telling me what I am and am not doing a good job of. And so I know like it cannot be the only one. And it sucks. And like it sucks being in that space where you feel like that's true and you feel like, oh yeah, all I have done is sleep all day and ate all the Oreos and here we are and I have nothing to show for it. And that fucking sucks. Like it sucks when you're like, well, why not? Why haven't you done anything? You had all day. So I have been taking these last couple weeks to listen to how I talk to myself. Basically, I've kind of like let myself go on autopilot like Sims mode with no judgment and kind of notice my behaviors just on idle, kind of. Like I would be mindful of like what I ate, but still just kind of like see where I went, see if I played video games. I kind of have been just going like wherever my body feels, or like, oh, I just had this random spurt to clean the house. Okay, I'm going to act on it. And so I just been doing that. But while I've been doing that, I've been kind of observing the thoughts that are going through my head in order to kind of objectively look at my thought patterns, my triggers, and stuff like that. And so I've been completely not like copying myself out. Like I haven't done anything unhealthy, I don't think. But I've just been like, girl, just do whatever you feel, like follow your heart, whatever. And I think it's really been helping with this whole you're not being productive stuff. And so, yeah, I just started saying, like, if it came in my head, like, oh, you haven't done anything but sleep today. Like, I would just jump right in there and just put a wall up and not let any of the, like, yucky thoughts come in. So, like, if I started saying, like, oh, cool, you didn't do anything today, like, with a negative kind of nuance, I would just, like, not let that happen. And so it's been really cool feeling this sort of compassion in my internal world because for basically my whole life, I just haven't operated that way. I just have operated under this like sense of, well, if I point out how bad of a job you're doing or how under quality your work is or behavior or whatever, then that will be enough motivation to guilt you into trying harder or whatever. And so, like, obviously, you don't want to be in that relationship with yourself when you're quarantined, like, and you have no outlet. So, I've just been trying to, like, really mend and heal this relationship that I have with myself that I have to live with. And so, it's been pretty cool. But I feel like this is probably a big thing that everyone's going through now that we are like given all this time. And like, yes, I agree that it matters how we spend this time. And yes, I understand that, like, yeah, being efficient and maximizing our success and productivity, yeah, I think that's great. And I think that if you have figured out yourself and the discipline needed to produce results like that, then that's freaking awesome. And I'm really happy for you. I, however, am still learning how to kind of manage my emotions around that subject, which I feel like a lot of people, especially Americans, have to deal with. Just like success, 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 money, money, career, career, blah, 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 blah. And I mean, I know not everybody's like that, but I feel like a greater part of us are. And I just want to share my experience feeling like that and also letting you know that you're not the only one and it sucks and there's a way out. So this is like the first podcast that I actually like typed an outline for because lately I've just been winging it. So yeah, I'm just doing my little checky-inny. I've been journaling every day the artist's way that I mentioned last episode. It's just really good. I need to catch up on the reading, but I think I missed one day. So I think I've been journaling for almost 2 weeks now, maybe close to 14 days. So that's pretty cool. It just, I don't know. I enjoy writing and I've always liked journaling. And it's cool to like see my evolution on paper as I go through stuff. So yeah, I really feel like that's been kind of helping me stay sane mentally. I just have like an outlet that I sit down I don't know, maybe a little less than 10 minutes or maybe 10 minutes, just a little tiny chunk to get all my thoughts on paper. I'm also sleeping a lot. So if you're sleeping a lot, hell yeah. Yeah, it's just we have so much time, like so much time. And I know there's a lot of people that are still working. I am not one of them. All of us in the restaurant industry are jobless. Well, my job's starting to do curbside, so that's cool. And I know a lot of businesses are shifting to kind of to-go models, which is crazy. It's just crazy to think about. Like, is this the next evolution in society? Are we moving to a less? I mean, surely we're not moving completely digital, but I mean, I do feel like a digital consciousness is like kind of like the next level, but that's like a whole other conversation. So, yeah, let's get back to the quarantine. So, we've been given so much extra time. And if you're not working, that's a lot of time to manage. And so, we're getting all these pressures from our friends or social media, probably social media. Like, if our friends are really our friends, then they wouldn't be pressuring us. But yeah, like, if you're like me, that I already have issues sometimes like that in my regular life. So now that it's like this idea that society is telling me all this, now I'm like feeling like I'm really under the microscope. And so it's not really helping hearing all this stuff and then trying to produce work or make art or play with some music, and then I'm just like completely uninspired, completely burned out, completely just like sad, frustrated that I'm sad, sad that I'm frustrated about being sad. And then it's just like this whole like loopy cycle. And so I just have been practicing being kind to myself and being gentle. And I really wanted to share that with you guys because I thought that it might help you. So, what I'm really coming back to every time with the gentleness is trusting my process and trusting that this is how my journey is supposed to go and acting as if I chose this kind of for myself. And I've done a podcast, I think it was a little bit ago, about trusting the process. Oh, maybe it was a blog. Maybe I did both. I can't remember. But yeah, it's totally not easy and it's totally like counterintuitive. But I know just from experience and in my heart, but the more that I do this, the better I feel. And the I can begin to let go of attachment of the outcome. And also reminding myself that the outcome is like supposed to happen. And so I'm saying all this because in my world and in my story, I believe that there is some higher consciousness than us as humans. And so to me, it makes sense that that consciousness understands or whatever can see the bigger purpose of what's happening, but I can't. And so I have to trust that if the world is created from and founded on love, then of course this higher consciousness has a purpose kind of correlated to love. And so remembering that I am part of this process is hard, but I think that it helps in the long run. And kind of just like realizing that, like, you know, some people are in your life for a reason, some people leave your life for a reason, and that's part of your journey. And something that is really stinking hard for me right now is accepting that this time of laziness and kind of just like not doing anything, like remembering that that's part of the process too. And remembering like how I've talked about the cycles and the energy, and like having to remember that the rest is part of it too. And right now I'm really going through like beginner stuff because I'm still trying to create music and stuff, and it's yucky, and it sucks that it's yucky, and I'm trying to remember that I have to make yucky stuff before I can make cool stuff, and understanding that the yucky stuff is part of my journey, and that one day I'm going to look back and it's going to be funny and I'm going to laugh and blah, blah, blah. But right now it's not funny. And like, it's making me go crazy. And like the fact that all these people are like, oh yeah, I hope you're productive. Look at all these things that I've been doing. Look at this, look at this, look at this. And it's like, okay, cool. All my shit still sucks. Like, so I feel you that trusting the process is not easy. Like, it sucks. Some days are better than others, but I'm always constantly reminding myself of what can I learn from this? What is this teaching me? And kind of reframing my mindset so that I'm less negative and less blah, 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 blah. But sometimes it still comes out. So if it's coming out for you, it's okay. Let's see. Wow, I can't believe I'm following my outline. This is crazy. I just have been kind of like slacking on, it's like in some parts I'm more organized and in some parts I'm not. Like I haven't really been putting a lot of effort into my podcast, and I think that the lack of certainty is kind of like making me be like, oh, well, you don't know, so just wing it. And like it's literally like Wednesday, and it's okay. It's okay. Trusting my process. And also remembering that just because we're feeling this way now doesn't mean that we're going to be feeling this way soon, you know? Like, it's only temporary and we have to go through it in order to come out on the other side. So, yeah. I have to be really, really, really careful when I get on the internet because I will go down those spirals of like, yeah, just all those feelings, and then having all those feelings trigger other feelings in me. And so whenever you are feeling those triggers and feeling those emotions, just breathe and just remember that they're here, but they're going to leave soon. And just sit with them and listen to them and write about them, and remember that you are fucking awesome and you're better than these thoughts, and you're still made of love and you're still wonderful. So it's only temporary, so keep going. And so when I think about this quarantine too, I love the way other podcasts and other kind of light workers have been calling it, but basically like the sacred pause. And so, yes, it's like this huge amount of time that we have on our hands to do what we want, do what we can, share our love and stuff like that. It's also a time that we can kind of lean into that rest and lean into not pushing out everything we can to create stuff. Like remembering that rest is an important part of the cycle. And I guess this is happening on a collective level because if you've been following, you know, like I shared about feeling that way kind of like a few weeks ago. But now I feel like it's like collectively we kind of need to rest, and we kind of need to be okay with that and accept that rest and accept that we have to take time, kind of like when you're hibernating or you're in the cocoon. Like you have to take this time. Dang, I just Never even thought about the whole cocoon metaphor until right now. So I'm just smiling and thinking about the cute little caterpillar or moth. But yeah, we need time to kind of let things marinate and learn these skills and learn about these things that we want to do so that when we go out and do them, then we can do them. So I keep trying to remind myself, like, it's okay. And it's okay that you don't have to be doing things every day. And it's okay if you veg out and sleep all day. And it's okay if you learn something today. And it's okay if you watch a bunch of YouTube videos. And it's okay. But really just trying to hold space for myself. And I feel like that's something else that this is teaching us too. This whole pause is teaching us to have compassion for everybody around us. Yeah. But I think it's a really important time to have compassion for ourselves. Like, we're all going through this thing. Like, none of us know. I know a lot of people are referencing, like, whenever the plagues were here, I already forgot all the things that I learned in history. But yeah, I think we have to remember that this is such a weird change. Like, this is such a shift. This is such a, like, literally, what is it? Not a cog. Like if you throw a stick in the cog, or some kind of gear metaphor. You know what I'm trying to say. It's like literally someone just threw it in there and the machine just stopped. And it's like something's in the machine that's causing this stop. And we have to remember that like nobody could have predicted this. Like, nobody could have been like, oh yeah, here you go. And so I feel like, especially if we are going about our jobs, going to our 9 to 5, like doing our lives like normal, capitalism party, we're not going to be like aware that things are about to change like this. And so for a lot of people, they like to prepare for change, and other people don't. And I mean, I feel like this would make people lose their minds. I was thinking about that the other day, like some people having such a structured routine and doing this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and like they're probably like, ooh, which I'm sure they're a lot better at making routines for themselves. But yeah, sending compassion to everyone who is like on the brink of losing it. So literally everybody. But yeah, like, it's okay that, one, we're still trying to wrap our brains around what the heck is happening, because I still am doing that every day. I feel like it's still weird that there's like not nothing to live for, but just like, well, what am I doing right now? And it's weird. And it's weird that we're figuring it out. And it's weird that we're having ups and downs every day because we're trying to like understand it. And so I find especially hard is like figuring out what's true, what's not true. Like, who freaking knows anymore these days? But we're all looking for that structure and that certainty that we had in our lives. And we're looking for it, and we're having to create it. And so we are doing brand new things for ourselves. And just like in my journey with like expressing myself and creating things, like, we're just starting these things. So we don't know how to do it. Like, we haven't done this before. And so I'm like doing that thing again where I'm having like little epiphanies while I'm talking. So really just operating with a huge sense of compassion, because as a collective, like, we don't know. We're just trying to make things work based on what we know to be true. And we're doing a lot by managing our emotions right now. And that's so like intense, and we need to be proud of ourselves. And I need to be proud of myself, I just realized. So yeah, we've got a lot of learning to do and a lot of mistakes to make and a lot of kind of recreating these systems that worked for us that no longer work, that we're going to have to figure out how to work because we have to like keep moving forward. So this is all going to require a huge amount of patience. And so I urge you to be patient with yourself. I'm like, I need a mirror so I can talk to myself in the mirror. But yeah, we definitely need to. So let's see. In the next part, I was going to talk about my personal experience with this, but I feel like I've kind of been like sticking it in there wherever it fits. But I'm going through the same thing, and it comes and goes. And like some days are good, some days are not good. Some days I'm in a great mood and I'm really sympathetic, and other days I'm just like, don't talk so nothing bad comes out of your mouth. But yeah, I talked about purging my stuff. Like there's still like small things that I need to do, like find more storage because everything keeps ending up on the floor. But yeah, I just have like a lot of little tasks. And so it's like really easy for me to be like, oh, cool, you didn't do anything today, blah, 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 blah. And so since this is a new experience for me, like I was never really equipped with good coping skills in terms of being kind to myself and kind of how to navigate that relationship when you want to accomplish stuff. And so I'm trying to work on it, and I'm trying to be nice to myself. And so I know that it's like not always easy and not always like the first thing that we think of. But yeah, when I mentioned earlier about kind of adding that to my mindfulness practice of just like observing my thoughts, then I really did feel kind of compassion in that moment and just like letting myself breathe, whatever. And like I found that I got out of my head and I wanted to be on the computer and I wanted to create and I wanted to share the stuff that I had in my heart. And I just kind of like flowed along with what I wanted to do in my soul, whether it was productive or not. And I think, I mean, of course, like the less pressure that I put on myself, the more inspiration I found. And so it's like hard to remember that in the moment. So I feel you. But I think that pressure just adds this whole dimension of just like shame and guilt that's like a barrier to us doing what we really want to. And so it's important that we remind ourselves that society's pressure and whoever's definition of productive does not have to control us, and it doesn't have to rule our lives. And we kind of set the standard for what productivity means in our lives. And we have to stay really strong and maintain our boundaries, because we'll get lost and sucked up into the pressure again. Like, I'm anticipating what's going to happen when all this goes away. And it's like, oh yeah, boys, back to usual, blah, blah. But hopefully that doesn't happen. We'll see. Yeah, don't forget that your process is your process, and every step of the way has a little purpose, and show yourself love and compassion when you're on your journey so that you can kind of learn more about yourself and learn more about your journey and figure out. And I was thinking too, like, if it's worth anything, whenever you die, like, what is your productivity going to matter? Oh, here lies Madeline. She was so productive. Well, I'm dead in that situation. So, like, my productivity is meaningless in that moment. So, yeah, I think it's great that we do what we can, that we're able to, that we're comfortable with. But I do think that we should lean into allowing ourselves to just exist and express ourselves and be okay with that and not feel any sort of pressure to be what anyone else wants us to be. And I think that's probably it. I think I'm about at 30 minutes, but yeah, just a little tidbit for your week. Thanks for tuning in. I sincerely hope you're doing well. I need to do another live stream soon. If you have any questions or want to just chat or anything like that, my Instagram is at Embrace the Madness Podcast. And you can find me on Facebook and you can find me on a bunch of different platforms. Obviously, you found me on one of them because you're listening right now. But yeah, we're gonna catch up next week. And I think I'm probably gonna explore a little bit about creativity and my journey with that and why I feel like it's really important to create and express yourself and be who you are. Because life is short, and what else are we going to do? So, this is Madeline. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And if I don't hear from you, happy quarantining. Wash your hands and stay safe. And we'll all be back together soon. Okay, bye. Thanks again for tuning into this week's episode of Embrace the Madness. Don't forget to subscribe so you can learn to live your best life.